many people ask me, how is it shaykh that Moshiach is going to come? I'm not ready. I'm not worthy. It's not shaykh. I'm so afraid Moshiach is going to come and I'm not going to make it. So we know that there's a lot of things. Hashem makes the world in a certain way. Like when he left Mitzrayim, the Yidden were on the 49th level of Tumah. And we're going to say tonight at the Seder that if Hashem wouldn't have taken us out at that minute, then we'd be stuck there forever. So they weren't on the highest of levels either, and Hashem still took them out. And I think that that's something, first of all, that we should all recognize. But still 80%, maybe 98%, maybe 99.8% did not leave Mitzrayim. That means there's a lot of people that died. So, it doesn't make me feel so great that, the ones that did survive, maybe weren't the worst of the worst, but they weren't so great, but they, they're better than others. Maybe I'm not going to be in that group. Maybe I'm not going to be that 20% or the 2% or the 0.2%. Chas v'sholom. What can I do? So the Maharal of Prague tells us, for the Yidden in America, you have something that us Yidden in Eretz Yisrael don't have this year. You have what's called an Erev Tavshilin. And why is that a big thing? The Maharal of Prague says something that you'd imagine he'd be a Hasidic Rebbe saying it. He says the following: Erev Tavshilin. What is happening? What you do is you take some matzah and you take an egg, a boiled egg, or you take an egg, boil it, and you take those two things. You can take any kind of food items, but that's just the minhag has been to do it like that. And you take the egg and you take the matzah and you say, with these things, I shall be permitted to continue cooking on Yontiv for Shabbos. How does that work? How does that work? I'm taking the egg, I'm taking the matzah, Erev Yontiv, and now I'm going to be able to keep on cooking on Yontiv for Shabbos? How does that work? Do you know that we know that from the first day to the second day, you can't even prepare for the Seder the second night on the first day. So how am I going to be able to cook for Shabbos on the first day Yontiv if I want? How does that work? How does it work? So Maharal Prague says an amazing thing. What an Erev is, just like an Erev Chatzeros, it incorporates different domains, my domain, your domain, everybody's domains. We make one big domain out of it. So the same thing happens with Erev Tavshilin. There's different times. There's Erev Yontiv, there's Yontiv, and then there's Shabbos. And what I do is I make an Erev, I kind of make a, spiritual fence around all these three times, and therefore the Erev Yontiv, and Shabbos are all incorporated in this one big group of time. And because I started the whole process on Erev Yontiv, I'm allowed to keep on continuing doing it on Yontiv and into Shabbos. How does this work? So the Maharal of Prague says the following. He says that the concept of Erev Yontiv represents this world. Yontiv represents the days of Moshiach. And Shabbos is Olam Haba. So if people say, if Moshiach comes, I can't all of a sudden join on the bandwagon. Moshiach comes, I believe now. Too late. But if I start before Yontiv, I say, I really believe. I don't think I can get myself totally overturned before he comes. So Hashem says, you know what? There's something called Oichel Nefesh, something you need for your neshama. You started beforehand, I'm going to let you keep on finishing it, so that when Shabbos finally comes in, you're totally ready. And that's what the Erev Tavshilin does. This year, it's the same way when the Yidden left Mitzrayim. They left on a Wednesday night, Thursday morning, right? And then they kept 2 days. I don't know. They were the Chutzlars. Probably not. But But for us, we who live in, or you who live in Chutz La'aretz have 2 days of Yontiv, you have to do an Erev Tavshilin. And that Erev Tavshilin, according to Maral, gives you that ability to don't worry if I didn't finish everything for Mashiach before Olam Haba comes. Because you started beforehand. I started with that egg and that matzah. And I can keep on going. And this should give us all chizik that we can make it. And we shouldn't worry we're not going to make it. You know what? Because Hashem has woken up the whole world. You see leaders of many different countries saying this is happening during the time of Passover, when the Jews were taken out of bondage. You know, even Goyim are mentioning that the Jews had to stay indoors. We don't know how Mashiach, how Eliyahu Navi is going to come to our house. He can get through. You know, even if we don't open the door, he can come inside. But how's Mashiach going to come? We don't know. But hopefully he'll come. Hopefully he'll come today, and we'll take a little shepselach and we'll go and make a korban pesach. If he doesn't come today, then maybe tonight, when we open up the door for Eliyahu Navi, he's going to come and say, guys, take some shiurayim and let's go. We're going to head out to the base of Mikdash, because tomorrow morning Mashiach's going to come in and bring the korbanos then. We don't know how it's going to work. And we hope that we could be zocha, because the opportunity is here. Got to grab on. They say, I mentioned it many times, Gadol HaTshuva, Afilu Yochid She'asa Tshuva, even one person does Tshuva, Mochlin Lo, L'chol Ha'olam Avuro. They'll forgive him and the whole world for one person who does Tshuva. One person. And instead of saying, it's not me, you could be the one the whole world is waiting for. They say we always have to think the world is in total balance. And if I do one mitzvah, it can lead to Geula. And if I do one Avera, Chas V'Sholem, the opposite, Lo Aleinu. If everybody thinks of themselves that it could be me, and that's why Chazal say, Bishvili Nivra Olam, the world was created for me. That means it's created for my choice. If I choose the right thing, then maybe I'm going to be one of those people who tilted the scales in the balance of bringing the Goel Tzedek. Hashem should help us all get the fortitude. Don't worry if everything's not finished and prepared. Right? There's certain things you can't do on Yom Tov, of course, but you have to start the process. And Hashem should help us that each and every one of us will start the process deep inside our hearts before Yom Tov and continue on Yom Tov to feel that type of redemption that everybody has to feel in the night of the Seder, that we're being taken out of Mitzrayim. Yivald. Each person could feel it. Hashem should help us all be Zocha Zayin this year to Geula Shlema individually and Klalius and as a nation. And the whole world will come to its ultimate tikkun. L'chaim, B'ezrat Hashem, see you in Yerushalayim, hopefully very soon.